Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to dive into a simple, but honestly game-changing idea that could totally transform how you connect with the people you love. We're talking about the 5 love languages.
I mean, you're putting in all this effort, you're showing you care in all the ways you know how, but it just doesn't seem to be landing. It's a super common frustration, and to really get why it happens, we have to take a step back and look at how relationships naturally change over time. So to find the solution, we first have to understand the problem. And that starts with that amazing, euphoric, can't eat, can't sleep, in love feeling we all know. But what happens when that incredible high, well, naturally starts to fade?
Well, the research behind this whole concept points to a surprisingly consistent time frame for that intense, all-consuming in-love experience. On average, it lasts about 2 years. After that, this kind of temporary obsessive state, it just naturally begins to shift. So what's next after those 2 years are up? The obsession wears off and, real life kicks in. And this is the moment where real love actually gets a chance to start. It's not this floaty feeling anymore, it's a conscious choice. It's an intentional love that takes real work and discipline.
Okay, so if love becomes a choice, how do you make sure your choice is actually being felt and understood? How do you communicate love effectively when that initial spark has kind of settled down? Well, it turns out just having good intentions, it's not always going to cut it.
And here is where the signal gets crossed. See, we tend to show love in the way we like to receive it. So you might be doing the dishes thinking you're basically screaming I love you, but if your partner's love language is physical touch, all they really need is a hug to feel loved. It's like you're speaking perfect English, but they only understand Chinese. The message is totally lost.
And this, right here, is the absolute core of the whole idea. The secret to being heard, to making your partner feel deeply and truly loved, isn't about loving them harder in your own language. It's about learning to speak theirs. It's a total shift in perspective.
So what are these languages, anyway? Let's do a quick breakdown of the 5 fundamental ways people give and, more importantly, receive love. First up, we have words of affirmation. For people who speak this language, words are everything. We're talking unsolicited compliments, hearing things like I appreciate you, getting words of encouragement. For them, words can genuinely speak much, much louder than actions.
Next is quality time. And this is so important. This isn't just about being in the same room. Not at all. It's about giving your focused, undivided attention. That means the phone is down, you're making eye contact, and you're actually engaged in a conversation or a shared activity. That's what quality means here. Third on the list is receiving gifts. Now, before you jump to conclusions, this isn't about materialism. Not even close. For someone who speaks this language, a gift is a tangible, visual symbol that says, I was thinking of you. It's the thoughtfulness behind it, not the price tag, that really fills their heart.
The fourth language is acts of service. For these folks, actions really do speak louder than words. But the key is doing things thoughtfully, without being nagged or asked. Seeing that your partner is stressed and taking something off their plate, that shouts I love you, way more than just doing a chore because you feel you have to.
And finally, we have physical touch. For a person with this primary language, physical contact is basically an emotional lifeline. A hug, a touch on the arm as you walk by, holding hands, these simple gestures are incredibly powerful communicators of love, security, and support.
Okay, so we've got the 5 languages. But so what? What's the real-world impact of all this? Why does mastering this skill matter so much in a relationship?
Well, here's a really powerful metaphor to explain it: the emotional love tank. The idea is simple. Every single one of us has one, and for a relationship to really thrive, that tank needs to be kept full. And speaking your partner's primary love language, that's the most direct and effective way to fill it up.
And the level of that tank makes all the difference in the world. When it's running on empty, a person can feel insecure, which can lead to withdrawal, harsh words, or a critical spirit. But a full tank, that creates a secure, warm, emotional climate where it's so much easier to navigate disagreements and solve problems together.
So let's bring this all together. What is the ultimate payoff for putting this knowledge into practice? What does it all lead to?
This is about so much more than just making each other feel good. When you get this right, when love is communicated effectively, it can literally rescue a relationship. It can transform a dynamic where you feel like roommates back into one with deep intimacy.
It feeds our most basic human needs for security and significance, which in turn builds self-worth and frees a person to become the best version of themselves. If you take just one thing away from all of this, let it be this analogy right here. You can have the best intentions in the entire world, but if you're putting regular gas in a diesel engine, it just won't run. It doesn't matter how much gas you put in, you have to provide the specific fuel your partner's engine was built for. And that leaves us with a final question to really think about. Take a moment and consider your own relationships. Do you actually know your partner's primary love language? Do they know yours? And more importantly, are you running your relationship on the right kind of fuel?